Hi, I'm Matt Patterson with the Oklahoman, and we're back for another edition of Zoo Tales. I'm here with Tara Henson and Loretta Cannon, HR Director at the zoo. How are you guys doing today?
Great. Thank you for having us.
Doing very well, thank you. It's always exciting to be back.
Yeah. You guys got some stuff coming up here this weekend. Talk a little bit about Greg Rasmussen. He's going to be lecturing about African painted dogs or wild dogs.
Yeah,
Talk
really,
a little bit about that.
Yeah, really exciting. You know, the zoo has some fairly young African, they're called wild dogs and painted dogs. And they're really energetic and exciting. They're out by the new Joan Kirkpatrick Animal Hospital, but this Dr. Greg Rasmussen, who is a world-renowned researcher and conservationist, is going to be at the zoo this Saturday, and he'll be at the Education Center, and that seats about close to 300 people, and it's a free lecture. I kind of hate to say lecture because I think sometimes people hear lecture and think,
there's
wah,
no
wah.
exam.
It's not exciting. This guy is very engaging. He'll have some beautiful photos and some stories to share, and he's really trying to inspire, just like the zoo is, to inspire new generations to care about certain animals, and he especially is an expert about wild African dogs, or painted dogs as they're called.
And it's at 2 o'clock, right, Saturday?
It's at 2 o'clock, and then immediately following that, we're going to offer, for the people that went to the actual presentation from Dr. Rasmussen, we're going to offer half-price admission to go and visit the zoo. And we'll also have some other fun things going on outside of the auditorium that day, some things that you can see, maybe being a door prize drawing and some things like that, but pretty exciting time. I am really looking forward to it.
And these lectures or presentations that you guys sometimes have, those are pretty popular and something that's part of your mission. That's part
absolutely.
Of the zoo's mission,
you know, being able to educate people about what the zoo's doing and what other conservationists are doing in the wild or here at home, it's really important to us. It's also it's amazing to hear what people have learned and what they can share, and then see it spark that inspiration for youngsters or young adults, or whatever. I mean, I think the painted dogs are absolutely fascinating, and they're gorgeous. And then the fact that we have such a beautiful pack out at the zoo, it's pretty exciting to have Dr. Rasmussen here. I'm really looking forward to it, and I hope a lot of you all will be able to come out and join us. If you need more information about it, as always, you can go to the zoo's website. It's okczoo.org. We'll have things on social media as well, but we encourage you to come out and see us.
Another thing coming up soon, the job fair, Loretta. Talk a little bit about just some of your needs. You're getting into that period of the year where you're hiring for summer help and spring break help,
yes.
et cetera. Talk a little bit about some of the needs for the zoo as far as that goes.
Well, right now for our hiring event, we're looking for candidates 16 and older that are customer service oriented. We'll be available for interviews on Friday, January 22nd from 1 to 6, and Saturday from 10 to 2, January 23rd. We're just looking to staff our concessions, food and beverage, our attractions, guest services, in different areas of the zoo that really help keep the zoo in tip-top shape.
Yeah, and we have to start this kind of event this early because spring break is big time. It's go time for the zoo, and we have to hire upwards of maybe 300 people.
Right.
Some of my favorite things about working at the zoo, well, I love the zoo, but also it's a great first-time job. It's also a great job for retirees, for different age ranges. People enjoy it. You get a chance to be outside. Some of the jobs are indoors as well. Make some lifelong memories and connections that way. And the best part of all, especially if you're a teenager or maybe somebody that needs to be home in the evening, the jobs are usually done by 6 o'clock, and then they've got the evenings free. So it's a number of opportunities. Tram drivers, I think, limited there, and you have to be at least 18.
Yes.
Loretta, what do they have to bring with them that day for the job hiring event?
At least 2 forms of ID, so
Okay.
a photo ID and some type of secondary form is sufficient.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
And is there a big demand? I mean, I think that would be a pretty good job for a summer,
Yes,
or spring break.
yes. Everyone wants to work at the zoo. It's exciting. It's fun, and you learn a lot of life skills. I think, and who wouldn't love to work at the zoo? It's amazing.
I mean, on your break, you get to say, hey, I just strolled over and saw the meerkats,
Yes.
and I think today I'll stop by and visit the lorikeets. It's not every job that you get a chance to do that. So
You guys have a lot of repeat people that maybe
We do
get
have
hired
a
one
lot
season and come back?
Yes, we do. We have a lot of people that come back, and we know that they're going to be back each year. And like Tara said, it's a fabulous first-time job for 16-year-olds or older, and gosh, I don't know what else to say.
You kind of touched on it, but what are some of the, I mean, what are the basic needs somebody that wants to work at the zoo, what do they need to have? You kind of touched on that a little bit. But
like the customer service skills and that sort of thing?
Someone that is just really focused on providing that excellent customer service, That's our main goal, is someone that wants to get out there and help and just be available to guests to help make their experiences better.
You know, you'll have positions everywhere from working in the admissions booth to working at the turnstiles, gift shops, driving a tram, being in food and beverage, some of the catering staff. Now those will have different hours, but there's a lot of opportunity there. It's great for building a resume. It's also great for getting your foot in at the zoo. You know, a lot of people want to work with animals, and you know, getting your job out there and learning about how the zoo operates and just learning more about it, there become opportunities that can grow from that through volunteerism or even future opportunities at the zoo. So that's a good, it's a good way to get your foot in the door. Another thing, and we get this a lot, people do want to work with the animals, or they do want to work in areas at the zoo that aren't necessarily part of this hiring event. We have a job line. And Loretta, do you want to?
On the website,
2 ways, yes. 2 ways actually, 2 opportunities for you to find out more information.
On our website, we always post any openings that we have in different areas of the zoo, and anytime those become available, like I said, we post it. We encourage candidates to check our website often for those. We're not necessarily looking for those right now, but when those become available, they'll be up on the website.
Is there any kind of deadline? When do you expect to have most of these positions filled?
Oh gosh,
ideally, I had one of this
ideally this weekend would be fabulous, but you know, that's not always going to happen. So sometimes we kind of extend our recruitment time, but hopefully people will come out this weekend.
All right.
And we'll also get the word out there about that through social media avenues. So if people can't attend this event, we really encourage them to do so. But if they can't, then we'll inform them of other ways to be prepared. And again, this is for food and beverage, visitor services, those types of areas, potentially custodial.
Custodial, yes.
Yes, and so this is a great time to find out more about it. And for those other positions that you're always looking for, keep an eye out on the zoo's website and see what opens up when it opens up.
Yes.
And that's not the only thing coming up, the job fair. You guys have, last Monday it was Hubert that got his annual.
Hubert the lion had his animal.
His annual exam that was very popular with people. It seemed like, because I was out there and the gallery was full.
It was exciting, and actually in the next couple of weeks we have a number of viewable physical exams of our large and small cats. And coming up this Thursday, one of my favorites, Lola, the Sumatran tiger, is having her exam. We keep calling it an annual exam. I think it's just habit. But
it's actually not.
I know, right. The large carnivores like Lola and Hubert actually have this kind of an exam every 3 years. And that's really primarily because we have to do that under anesthesia. And with that comes risk. So when the docs have them on the table, they have an opportunity to check them from head to toe to paw to tail, you name it. They'll do everything from check their teeth, their eyes, their ears. They'll do x-rays, they'll weigh them. They'll make sure that everything seems to be working right. The first line of defense on any of the animal's health is the keepers. So they're paying attention to those things all the time. You know, they notice if somebody's not eating as much as they should, or maybe acting a little different, because animals are great at masking that kind of thing. So if something were to come up at another time, of course we'd look into that in different ways. But this is the time that, you know, Lola will have a little nap, and then under anesthesia, and then we have quite a team that really goes to work, working very fast to do all the things thoroughly.
Yeah, I was struck by how efficient they were last week. Just one thing after the other, they just moved through everything.
And so if people want to see that, we say that the exam will start between 9:45 and 10. Now, of course, we're dealing with live animals, so it depends how long the anesthesia process takes, but that's about right. And you'll want to come down to the center, and you know the John Kirkpatrick Animal Hospital is part of the zoo admission. You can come down there and watch the procedure. I see procedure, it's an exam. It takes about an hour and a half or so where folks can actually see it happen. If you are familiar with Periscope, which is an app that you can get on your phone, we will be shooting that live on Periscope, so you can join up at OKC Zoo and watch, and then hopefully you guys will come over and get some footage of Lola getting her exam.
Yeah, I might add they might want to get there a little early because the crowd was
Not
really
a bad idea.
really
The
impressive.
Zoo,
You know,
the zoo opens at 9, so you'll want to head directly down to the animal hospital. The other things that we'll do is we'll have some naturalist instructors. We'll have some of our education volunteers in the visitor center, and they'll have biofacts. And if you may recall, biofacts are teaching aids, so it could be a tiger's tooth or a skin or a skull or things that they can teach with, and they can tell younger age kids and adults, you know, what we're doing as we're doing that sort of, I say we, what I'm doing is shooting the video and getting out of the way, but what the docs are doing is, and the animal team are really taking care of all the examination. One thing people might want to be aware of is that we don't have a way to specifically communicate talk to them through the glass, but we are going to have folks up there with a dry erase type board, so that we can, if there's other questions they want to ask, they can ask during Periscope if people know about that, but they can also ask questions that we can put up on the dry erase board, and we'll have some of the PR team up there too, and so they get a chance to see some really interesting activities going on.
We hope people are nice and let people take a turn at the glass, but if not, there are some pretty cool monitors that you can see a lot.
Yeah, and I think people are pretty good about
I do too.
letting people take turns, and they're especially courteous when it comes to children, and that's good. So we've had children come and watch, and we're able to tell them if there's something they might want to be prepared for. So this isn't a surgical exam unless the vets were to find something that they had a concern about. It'll be pretty standard stuff there, but it happened fast. You know, they're intubated and they've got the oxygen going, and they're cleaning the teeth, and all these things are going on all at once, and I'm just trying to stay out of the way, and I'm mesmerized at the same time. It's absolutely fascinating.
It was very interesting to watch last week.
Absolutely.
Sure. Loretta Cannon and Tara Henson with the Oklahoma City Zoo. Thanks for joining us today, guys.
It's always a pleasure. In a couple of weeks, who knows what we're going to talk about, or who might appear in studio.
We'll find out, I guess.
That's right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.